What's going on YouTube? Dennis here, and today's video I will be breaking down how to run a VSL call funnel properly. And I'm making this video because I've seen so many people fuck it up and fuck it up badly. So I had to make this video, and I've seen a lot of people who don't even have one at all. It could be just a DM funnel, or they just have a Calendly link in their bio, or whatever the hell. But if you just have that, you're missing out on a lot of leads and money. So I'm about to break down everything right now, and this video is for all coaches, consultants, content creators. So if you're one of those, stick around. But before I get into everything, I just want to give you some context on who I am. I'm Dennis, and basically I do all the marketing sales for info products. And so far, I've scaled an offer from 0 to 55.3K a month, and another offer from 10 to 35.6K a month. So I'm about to break in to all the problems I've been seeing right now. All right, so these are the problems I typically see. The first thing is a lot of people just don't even have one. If you don't even have one, a lot of leads are falling off if you're just running like a DM or like a Calendly link or like a Typeform funnel, because first of all, some of those you don't even collect information, and some people just see those and just fall off because they don't have any clue like about you or your offer or anything, so they just completely fall off. So that's the biggest thing with just having that. And if you have one, one of the things I've seen is you have a whole VSL call funnel, but before you book a call, there is no Typeform at all. So right when people see the book a call, they just fall off, and you just lose out on a bunch of people. And fun fact, like one of my clients literally had 8 people last month that fell off, and 3 of them closed. So as you can see, he just saved himself $12K from doing that small little thing. And another thing I see is, this isn't like full on, but I've seen a bunch of high ticket offers with no call. So they're selling like a mentorship offer, which is straight to checkout link. So people are automatically falling off, and there's no like data collection before this or anything. So you're just missing out. I guess you could retarget with like ads, but you're just missing out. And another thing is the VSL is like 1 or 2 minutes long and just like goes over the program, like what's in it. That's it. So like, I mean, you could tell me like that is so shit. You know, like you need to go more in depth. I mean, I can make a different video on how to like make a VSL, but that is unacceptable, and it will not make you any money. There might be a couple people who go through. And another thing is you just have no email sequences throughout your funnel. Typically, I have 6 different ones throughout different stages in the funnel, which I'll get into. But if you don't have that, people are just going to fall off, because say a lead, opts in or applies, never books a call, or say they hopped on a call, never got closed, and you just leave them. They're never going to come back. But if you're hitting them constantly with emails, they're constantly going to be pushed forward, or you're dialing them, they're constantly be pushed forward. If you don't do that, you're just missing out on a bunch of money. And another thing I've seen is, if right after someone books a call, people only send reminder and email and SMS, or only email and SMS reminders, and that's it. And if you do that, that guy is either going to show up at the call framed like shit, or not even show up at all. So you're just wasting like a bunch of time, wasting like 30 minutes on a call because this guy just consumed no content, especially if this is through paid ads. If you're running ads and you don't have like any single thing before they hop on the call, it's going to be awful. Like, it's a cold audience going on a call. So, I mean, you can just picture that as it is. And another thing I've seen is people just don't dial the right way. They wait for a couple days to hit up leads, or they hit them up only once. They don't even text them. I've seen so much shit where it's like, come on, dude. And another thing is follow-ups. Say people don't close and they said they need months, or they need a couple days. And if you follow up like once and then never again, they're just never going to come through. So you're just missing out on money. You have to consistently follow up with these people, whether it's emails or actual, like the closer following up with this guy, or if it's a setter who's talking to this guy, he just needs a couple more weeks, months, whatever it is. You need to have a system where you can follow up with these people. And another thing is, I like to have 2 different VSLs, whether it's just like a regular VSL and like a free training opt-in VSL. I like to have both of them because one, you can collect opt-ins, the other like you can't, and it's just more of like an offer. It's kind of hard to like explain the two like right now. I can make a whole different video for that. And the last thing is, they straight up just don't have any confirmation page or anything, like a thank you page with the next steps, such as like accepting the email, for the call, giving them like FAQs, sending them different pre-call content, all that kind of stuff. There's no pre-call video. So without that, everything will go to shit. So if you fall into any of these categories, I'm about to go into the VSL call funnel right now, and this is how you fix everything. All right, so this is the right way to run a VSL call funnel. Yeah, I'll get into it right now. All right, so you can take a picture, do whatever the hell you want with it, but right now I'm gonna break down everything from the start to the end, and I'm not gonna go too deep into each step, but I'll just go through it quickly. But right now, you're pushing organic content or ads. Either one, especially ads, you need to do a lot more in terms of giving them more information. So it's more of like an organic process throughout the funnel. But let's just say organic content, ads, whatever. We're just going to be pushing them through. So after they watch that piece of content or ads or that story, they will be pushed to a VSL page. If for some reason in hell you don't know what that is, it's a video sales letter, just 5, 10, 15 minutes long, going more in depth about your story, your offer, who it's for, it's not for, what makes you different, urgency, all that kind of stuff. And after they watch that, they will apply through a type form. There's two different, like I was saying earlier, I have like 2 different variations. It's not a huge thing, but either way, you can collect an opt-in with this. So you can either run one or the other or have both. Either one works. But after they watch that, if you don't know how like a page is laid out either, it's pretty much just a VSL, and then there's like an apply form. There's like testimonials and stuff in the bottom. But after they watch that VSL, if they like what they saw, they're interested, they will apply through a type form, pretty much asking them a couple questions, making sure they're a good fit. There's a qualifier on there too, making sure they have enough money. If they do, they will be able to book a call. If not, they'll be sent to like a downsell page, or just let them know that they were not qualified, or just say we'll reach out and just never reach out, whatever you want to do. But after they book that call, they're good. But this is where so many people mess up and everything just goes to absolute shit. After people book that call, you need to do multiple things here. So I have 4 things right here. I'll go back to everything in a second, but there's 4 things right off the bat that you want to do. One of them being right after they book that call, they get sent to a thank you page or a confirmation page. Basically, you want a pre-call video, just saying like, hey, I saw you booked your call, blah, blah, blah. My team's going to reach out, and there's like the next steps. You want them to accept an email, watch a couple more videos, watch FAQs, show more testimonials, all that kind of stuff. And another thing is, so they'll watch that, take the next steps, whatever. And then we want the closer to reach out to that guy who just booked the call. There needs to be a conversation. One of the best things you could do is have the closer basically send a selfie video saying what's up, just introducing himself, talking to the guy, having a little conversation before, and just talk back and forth, and then send them some resources as well. You can make like a resource page going more about your YouTube videos, any Instagram videos, different breakout docs, whatever. Send that to them so we can consume more and more content as possible. And another thing is the email and SMS reminders. You can't just have that. You need more. It's always good to have them though, so they just get hit with a bunch of shit. And most importantly is the book call email sequence, where you could send 3 to 5 emails a day. You can do a little less if you want to, 1 to 5. 1 to 5 emails a day leading up to that call. Before that call, they need to get hit with a shit ton of content. Just hammer the fuck out of them. So you hammer them with, and in these emails, you want to break limiting beliefs, talk more about you, your offer, testimonials, and link them to different videos. That's another thing you can link them to. Link them to different YouTube videos, IG videos, breakout docs, whatever you want to do, but you need to hammer them with a bunch of value-packed emails on top of everything right here. So if you have all this stuff in order, your close rate and show rate will do a whole lot better. So that's one of the biggest things. He'll hop on that call and he'll get closed. Unless your closer's shit, he won't. Or you might be closed, or whatever it is. Say he doesn't get closed. There's multiple things that could happen, whether he straight up no-showed. So if he no-showed, I like to put him up in an email sequence where he gets hit with a bunch of content, basically just talk about how he no-showed, all that kind of stuff, as well as a bunch of other things such as closer following up with him, just checking in, and phone setters just dialing him, hammering him all around. And everything pushes back to just book a call if he is responsive. And say he just hops on that call, just straight up doesn't get closed, and say it wasn't even close, like he just needs like a couple months, whether he got through, he has like no money, he just broke his shit, he's just a piece of shit. You can throw him like a long-term follow-up where he'll get hit with some emails for some months, as well as have closer follow-up with him every couple of weeks or months. Or if he was like just absolute dog shit, then maybe just like a couple times a year or something. I don't know. But going back to say he doesn't get closed, but he just needs a couple days or whatever it is. He gets paid out in a week, which is most of the time, as we know, absolute bullshit. So say he has that and he just couldn't close on the phone and you just need to put him in he's just not closing, so you have to do this. So put him in a short-term follow-up sequence where he'll get hit with a bunch of information throughout a couple days or a week, whenever he said, and have the closer follow up with him like every single day, just checking in, see how he's doing. And yeah, as you can see, everything with that one will like lead to like actually closed, because you can actually like close them either hopping on another call or whatever. And everything else like from these two are just going back to book a call. Everything's going back to book a call and going back to the earlier stage in the funnel. This is what you need to have. This is why having an opt-in VSL as well as a regular VSL is important, because you can either collect opt-ins and you can catch the ones who don't apply and fall off, or you can catch the people, and this is good to have a type form too, why I was preaching it so much. Say people apply through a type form but never book a call. Now you have email sequences for each one of these stages of events. You can put 10 emails on a sequence. You can put them for all these sequences besides like the book call. You can do way more. But say you put 10 emails on a sequence for a couple days, pushing them to take the next step in the funnel, whether it's apply or book. So you're collecting opt-ins, applied people who never booked, and you're just pushing them to take the next step in the funnel. This is why a funnel like this, a VSL call funnel, is so important. I see so many people screw it up. It's because they don't have any sequences or anything in place where they're getting followed up or touched or anything. So that's one of the things. And on top of that, I have phone setters just dialing these people every single day, whether it's an opt-in who like never applied or an applied person who never booked a call. They'll be hit up. The best way to dial is you want to text the guy before, just saying like, hey, I saw you signed up for the free training or whatever. Is that correct? And then you want to dial them twice, and then just keep moving them over in your pipeline until you dial them a couple times. He just straight up is unresponsive and so forth. But yeah, that's like a quick way to dial. I can go more in depth in like a different video, but on top of email sequences and people getting dialed, that is the way to do it. And that's pushing them to take the next step in the funnel. And overall, we want them to get booked. And overall, what I personally do is send 3 weekly emails, basically persuading the person to book a call, whether it's telling stories about you, your offer, any testimonials, anything you want. Just make sure to send weekly emails. I can go over how to make emails too if you want. But this is a quick rundown of the funnel. I didn't want to stay too in depth on any step. If there's a certain part throughout the funnel, I can make a different video. Just going more in depth, but yeah, that's a quick rundown. If you implement this, you will make a shit ton more money than you're making right now. And if you are a content creator or a consultant who has a coaching program and you need help scaling, check out the description. You can either book a call with me or DM me on Instagram to see if it's a good fit to work together or not. We can just talk about it more, see if we can get something going. And make sure to like and subscribe to this video if you found it helpful. And make sure to comment if you want me to like break down something else or go over something in terms of like info. I know a lot about it, so if you want to see a new video, let me know in the comments. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, but I'll see you guys.